annoying. Stuff like that annoys me. So you've got all the Asian stereotypes. You've got a weak dad. You've got a tough mum. You've got a racist granddad, right? This film is so racist, right, that she has to go through the multiverse because she's Asian. She can't possibly be liberal otherwise. She has to go through the whole multiverse to learn to love her own daughter. Because otherwise an Asian possibly couldn't. Like, they're too Asian, they're too ingrained.
So the dad has to go through a multiverse to love his...
The mum, no, the mum.
Sorry, yeah.
Because the dad in this is just a little Asian bit. The mum has to go through all the whole multiverse. All of these experiences have to be there for her to realise that she loves her own daughter, which she then uses, instead of herself embracing it and be like, oh, I love you, she then says to her dad, why don't you love the granddaughter? Why don't you fucking love the daughter? It's your daughter. Why are you fucking making it into a granddad? It's bullshit. Yeah, alright, let's have it as this. Okay, we were asked to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. We're looking at, I mean, this is just a little corner to look at Academy Award Best Picture winners.
Yeah.
And we're going to start, just because it's easy. I mean, we're not really working backwards, but we'll start with the most recent, which is Everything Everywhere All at Once, directed by the Daniels, as they call themselves, like it's some sort of soup.
Who was it directed by? Daniels.
Daniels is what they call themselves, but it's these two guys.
Like the Coen brothers.
Yeah, although I don't even think they're brothers. Can you pull that up?
Kwan? Daniel Kwan, Daniel Scheinert. I would say they just share the Daniel.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. Okay.
Exactly. I mean, that sort of says a little bit about the movie, but
yeah. The thing is, if a movie has to stoop to where a guy has to fucking jump on a dildo, like really.
To really give my opinion on this movie, I mean, a large problem with this movie is a large problem that we have with films in general, which is that one, obviously marketing, I mean, there's lowest common denominator, but there's also just some of the marketing, bullshit that we put up with. I mean, the way that film was marketed, like it was a godsend, like the greatest film of the modern times. But also the fact that, I mean, not only does it win Best Picture, and obviously Best Picture has been a dud quite a few times. I mean, they fucking read the wrong name out one year. But not only does it win Best Picture, but it wins it with this kind of stupid plaudit of like inclusivity and a load of nonsense.
Why do we have to listen to that garbage? It's just utter nonsense what he's talking about.
That's what I thought when I saw that the feedback that film was getting. But okay, you've watched it fresher. Give us some...
Actually, I haven't watched it fresher at all. It was a long time ago. I didn't even finish it. It was over a year ago before it won all its accolades.
Yeah.
And all my family loved it, and they were just enjoying the multiverse ride. But no, I felt it was just fucking caustic, to use your expression.
Yeah, I mean, I think because I did label it caustic on my letterbox. You put that when I point here.
Where? Right there.
Yeah. Okay, the two big things that stood out when I first watched it, because I had watched it. I mean, look, people say it's a bit of a mistake watching things after the hype, let's say. But, I mean, sometimes it's inevitable, right? Unless you're going to land on some random, 2003 DVD movie. It's very rare that you're going to stumble upon a movie completely randomly. So, obviously, the hype's there. But what annoyed me is that the hype that people presented around it was completely there. But that's partly the problem, right? Because it turns out the things that people want in cinema are lazy jokes, unfunny jokes, lazy interpretations of characters from different ethnic backgrounds. And I say that because obviously they are from different ethnic backgrounds, but they're presented in a way that, I mean, to give an example, I mean, the whole story revolves around a racist mum, her racist dad, and they have a lesbian daughter, right? That's the crux of the film there, which in and of itself is fine. But the only problem is that it's a racism that's labeled a kind of Asian racism. It's presented to us in a way like, well, this is unique to Asian families, right? It's kind of inherent in Asian mindset, which, I mean, there's sort of an absurdity to it. But to make matters worse, they play off it in a way that we're supposed to like hold us down. We're supposed to laugh our arse off at the little racist moments in it. But actually, you watch it back, it's not really not funny, but it's a bit embarrassing, especially for it to be lauded so much. That's one thing. And then the other thing is it's just not that good. The story doesn't make a lot of sense. It kind of revolves around this almost, I would say almost like an exploitation of obviously the daughter's sexuality, but to what end, I don't really know. It doesn't really present us with anything. Obviously this is a big spoiler, but it's kind of presented that everything revolves around her emotional instability. But again, for what purpose, I don't know. The performances in it are, I mean, they're weird as hell. I mean, I think he plays, what's the lady from Halloween? Jamie Lee Curtis plays the tax kind of, the tax
overacted
officer.
as hell.
I mean, it's so overacted. I mean, to the point where it's like panto. A lot of it is like panto.
It really is.
We have these scenes where we have these like sort of, we zoom in a little bit on her sort of delivering a line about tax, and we're supposed to shit ourselves laughing. And it's so not funny. And then the martial arts in it is like, it's lauded as being so good. The effects are so good. I mean, the martial arts in it are, I mean, they're at best they're watchable. That's what I'd say. At best, they're watchable. At worst, they just look like a fucking CBBC set piece, a load of shit, right? And ultimately, it's not that fun to watch. I mean, it's fun. I would say it's fun for mums and dads who didn't really watch Rick and Morty and who didn't really watch the more recent Marvel movies. So for them, it's a bit of a folly, the whole multiverse thing, because it hasn't really been done since, let's say, Back to the Future. And obviously they reference that era. Obviously there's a guy from the Goonies, there's Michelle Yeoh. It's just pandering a lot, but it's pandering to the point where it's like I can feel its breath. It's like here, it's fucking in my face, like pandering so hard.
Sausage fingers rubbing up against your face.
So unfunny. I mean, the sausage fingers one, I think when it got to that point, I'd already emotionally checked out of that movie. I'd emotionally checked out. I like to see things through. So if my girlfriend's watching...
No, I don't like to
you're onto a winner here. I like to see things through, but by that point, I'd emotionally already checked out. When the sausage fingers came on, I was like, I'm going to... Because it annoys it. The ratatouille joke already annoyed me. That annoyed me purely for the...
What was that joke, sorry?
So the joke is that there's a chef who he has a raccoon instead of a rat controlling. So have you guys seen Ratatouille?
Vaguely, distantly.
You haven't seen any movie, so we're gonna have another episode after this called Barney watches a fucking movie for once in his life, right? But basically, obviously, Ratatouille is there's a rat. First of all, Ratatouille, I should say, is a good movie. Right? I say great.
For sure.
It is great
good.
all over the place, but it's a good movie, right? It's a rat controlling a chef.
We know what your idea of a great movie is.
It's a Disney Pixar. All right, guys, viewers, write in and get us to fucking cancel this bitch. But there's a scene where Ratatouille, I was saying, is the rat obviously controls the chef.
Yeah.
They play on it in Everything, Everywhere, all the time, non-stop, never ceasing. They play on it where she goes to one of the multiverses and it's a raccoon, I think, controlling the chef. But then it gets to this point where she gets on the chef's back and she's pulling the hair, and it's just, for what reason, I don't know. And then the sausage fingers come in even harder. I mean, they lean into that joke. 'Cause that's the thing. When I first saw it, I thought, that sounds funny, but they're not going to lean into it. And they fucking lean into this joke. And it's so bad. But yeah, I mean, to sum it up, it's a movie that I am sure in many years down the line, it will age just like something like The Blind Side. It will age as just a racist.
Sorry, what? The Blind Side.
The Blind Side. So the Sandra Bullock film.
I've never seen.
Okay, so The Blind Side ends up being this kind of... I may trigger because I know a lot of podcast lovers, they might not agree with me here, but it leans in a kind of alt-right, new racism approach in the sense of there's a white savior in Sandra Bullock. I mean, it's based on a true story, but arguably even the true story is problematic for a lot of reasons.
Would you give that out of 10?
Everything Everywhere?
Yeah.
2.
Okay.
2.3 maybe, just to be arbitrary if we're jotting this down. I don't know.
All right.
But yeah, poor. I think it's not funny. Not the only reason I'll give it a 2. Look, I think some of the effects, for what it's worth, from a filmmaker point of view, I respect it. I respect that there is a kind of attempt at grandiosity, which I do respect. It's not easy to go into a movie with a sort of big outlook on the story and stuff, but But I think at the end of the day, it's how you pull it off. Because imagine how annoying it must be. Imagine being nominated that year, and it's like you watch this and you're like, that's not going to win for sure. And then it's like, it's a nap. You're like, what the fuck? Like, what's the point of me even turning up to this load of shit?
Wait, who did it go up against? What were the other contenders on there?
It went up against The Godfather, Top Gun Maverick, which is not even great. It's better than this.
Just the trailer for Top Gun.
The Banshees of Inisherin, which should have won, which I think was the best in that list.
Right.
Triangle of Sadness, which is also better than this. Avatar: The Way of Water was nominated. Elvis was nominated.
I like that film.
Elvis is quite good.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, we can talk about that in another episode.